Awesome. Thank you, Zify. Hey, everyone. GM. Welcome to Tech Thursdays with Fight Club. These are weekly demos that we do in Bankless DAO in the water cooler channel right here. Uh, thank you for taking your time out, everyone, during the gap week for attending this demo. Today we have Wiesenhorn from piggi.ai, who are building a decentralized marketing platform for Web3 ecosystem. It sounds very exciting, and I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. Uh, Wiesenhorn, would you wanna take us through what you have to show?
Hey guys,
Take us
thanks
through
for the opportunity to
what you
speak
have to show.
to you guys. Really excited to be talking about piggi.ai with you all, right? Uh, uh, First of all, I really appreciate what you guys are doing over here, and big fan of what you guys have built. It's a very powerful community that you have built over here. So, you know, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about Piggy over here today. So essentially, we, you know, what so in the era of Web 2, right? We for us to be able to do any kind of performance marketing campaign, digital marketing campaign, we would ideally have to rely on a third party to be able to provide attribution, right? So what that essentially means is that let's say if I am as a marketer, if I am looking to put an advertisement on or a marketing campaign on any of the social media platforms, or on Google search, or on my blog post, and or basically any of the channels that are available out there, even YouTube, right? I would ideally have to rely on a third party like Google or Facebook to be able to essentially give me an attribution information as to how many users were sent to me by a specific publisher, right? So essentially, let's say there's a BanklessDAO blog, right? And over there, there is a marketing, for example, a newsletter of some kind, or a you know you could say something like affiliate link of some kind that could be out there somewhere on your YouTube channel or anything, right? And that would, when essentially, when you click on that, when any of your users click on that, you would want to make sure that as a publisher, you are getting attributed for every user that you send to that particular advertiser, right? So in this case, in this instance, your Bankless DAO's newsletter or your YouTube channel becomes a publisher, and say for example, uh, uh, a decentralized exchange wants to do an advertisement with you guys, so they are the advertisers, and Piggy comes in between and provides a decentralized attribution mechanism, right? Uh, the way we do it is by recording all the user interactions on chain, right? By putting all of the use the entire user journey from the display of that advertisement to going towards the advertiser and signing up over there on chain, so anybody can basically verify that information, right? And see whether where the user has come from, and that information, that attribution information, usually would be provided to you by uh, you know uh, third parties like Google or Facebook. In the Web 2.0 era, what we are trying to do is eliminate the need of, for those people. Another instance, what I could think of in this scenario is, let's say for example, as a community, right? As a community, you guys want to be able to promote some of the projects that you believe in, right? But you want to ensure that uh, you are properly monetized, and you are getting what you deserve, right? And in the terms of whatever the users that you send over are attributed to, right? So you could potentially use piggy.ai's mechanism to ensure that one, you are paid, and nobody can basically take that away from you, and two, for every user that you send to these marketers, you make that revenue essentially, right? So in and in Web3, there is another very interesting uh, aspect that a lot of these Web3 projects are also looking for communities, right? So they want to build communities because the communities help them, help them develop their product better, to be able to scale out the product better, and also generally act as your army, right? Just like in the case of Cardano army and XRP army, right? So a lot of these Web3 projects are also want to build communities. So which is where the interesting aspect of Piggy comes into the picture, where we are enabling communities like BanklessDAO to be able to uh, in a very a non-intrusive and non-scammy and spammy way, be able to pick out projects, being able to display the projects that they love to their users. If they want to be able to, if they want to if their users choose to interact with those uh, essentially those marketing advertisements, they can interact with them, or if they don't want to interact with them, it's up to them, right? So we wanted to make this product as unintrusive and as futuristic as possible. We're not interested in repeating the same mistakes of the Web 2.0 era when it comes to the marketing, right? The need for marketing is always going to be there, and the new need for new projects to be able to be visible will always be there. The need for communities to be able to generate revenue from their communities will always be there. So this is where Piggy comes in and tries to solve that essential point, but by being decentralized itself, right? So that's the aim. Uh, if there's I don't know how these sessions usually go, but are there any questions, or shall I just go ahead and display how the product works?
Yes, you can go ahead and share your screen. And if anybody have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we'll also be dropping them in the chat over here. But please do go
Great.
ahead and share your screen. Thank you.
All right. So uh, this is a demonstration of how our product works, and this in this specific case, Discord is being used as the channel, right? As the channel for the display of projects, right? This essentially, what we've seen is that communities are the bedrock for what we are trying to build. So we've tried to make sure that all all that we build for communities that are leveraging Discord, and there are over 10 million, almost about 10 million communities in Discord at this point. And so we want to be able to them for them to be able to generate revenue from their communities, to be able to sustain themselves, to be able to grow themselves, and that's where we are at, right? So this demonstration basically shows how Piggy works from the point of view of a publisher. So uh, I'll just let the video play for the time being for you to. So yeah, I mean, so this is an administration mode where Hello Piggy, is visible to the administrators of and moderators of the communities that are using Discord channel, right? So there is an automated way of picking up leads, but we understand that the communities sometimes want to be able to choose the leads which are more relevant to their members, so as not to basically spam their users with something things that they are not interested in, and also to be able to be relevant to that specific community. Like for example, okay, uh, these are these are all the available campaigns that the moderator can pick, or admin can pick, and some of these display exactly what kind of earnings you can expect out of these campaigns, right? And you can specify specific channels of where to essentially publish those advertisements. If for example, there might be channels that you would specifically be creating for sponsorships, or for the purpose of displaying other projects, and promoting other projects, right? So the what we've tried to do is ensure that this interaction is as you know uh, as Web3 as possible by also trying to ensure that we're taking in the chat GPT angle where we are trying to make uh, it not a banner in itself, but more of a interactive conversation with whoever is interested in uh, interacting with the ad, interacting with the promoter. And similarly, I mean, like Buzzx is in fact one of our uh, you know actual customers, actual advertisers who was very interested in working with BanklessDAO as well. We've been in talks with your community to be able to see if we can do something around this. Right? I've been in conversation with Winverse and Hero as well, right? So this is what it is, right? So this is how you were able to see how your how these specific campaigns are performing, how you're able to essentially uh, you know make revenue out of out of your community by also ensuring that you're not spamming and scamming them, right? So we have our internal scanning mechanisms where we ensure that the projects that we onboard are extremely vetted, and they are genuine, and also projects that have been around for a while and have been you know uh, have been basically been in it for a while. And we have certain Web3 games who are interested in working with us, and then we have certain several decentralized exchanges, decentralized apps that are very interested in working with communities to generate revenue, basically generate their own communities and user base. And so essentially this is what we are trying to achieve over here. There is also the part of uh, the uh, the the partnership with ZK Sync. We also have a partnership with ZK Sync to be able to provide these interactions that we just talked about for attribution on chain, right? So we are providing the infrastructure layer for anybody, any developer, or any kind of publisher or advertiser to build on top of what we already have, right? So it's not like, okay, you have to use our bot, you have to use our interfaces. We are truly decentralized in the sense that the smart contracts that we've built are available on the layer 2 blockchains, and you can utilize those smart contracts to essentially build your own interfaces and build your own methods if you are not interested in using the interfaces and mechanisms and channels that we provide. So that is a brief gist of what Piggy is and what we are building over here. Happy to hear more about your feedback and point of views, and also to hear about to answer any questions that you guys might have. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Vizenhon. Anybody have any questions? Do feel free to ask. Thank you for taking us through the product. Very interesting.
Thank you, Sam.
So you said you were speaking with Winverse, and in general, you're exploring what you can do with Bankless DAO. So did you have anything in mind in terms of uh, how Piggy dot AI can be used in Bankless DAO?
Yes, we've had several conversations, I think, with some of the team members at Stop, but I think this is the demo is the first step towards trying to understand how we can work together, uh, and that's what my point of view on that matter is right now. Right, we've had a word about Mudrix with your community members as well, but your community. I think I spoke to Hero specifically, and he mentioned that a centralized product is not extremely relevant to your community, right? So which is why we are exploring some other projects which might be a better candidate for Bankless Stop right now. I think here Winverse can add on to it if he has.
Got it. Um, Anyone have any questions? Do tell. So this is Gap Week, by the way, in BanklessDAO. So it's 1 week vacation time during during a season, and yeah, we are here to explore what's latest in Web3. And thank you all for joining. Just wanna check in again if anybody have any questions or thoughts about the product. Uh, Otherwise, you know. Otherwise, we can wrap and we'll share the recording with anybody who would wanna check it out in the future.
So, what's the process of setting up campaigns?
Okay, yeah. So is that aspect of the that aspect of Piggy is being built right now. I mean, so uh, you know we have internal dashboards that we've built. I would have demonstrated that if it was out of beta, but those are available with our alpha testers as of now. So essentially, you go on our dashboard, which allows you to create a campaign. If you are a Web3 advertiser, you don't need to provide your credentials. You can you could create a campaign based on your wallet information, and we again vet the project based on the wallet information and the data that they provide within the campaign itself. And if it's a Web2 project, then they can go with the traditional flow. So this is where we've kept things as flexible as possible. We want to be able to we want even the Web2 advertisers and marketers and projects to be able to leverage you know leverage the on-chain attribution, right? Because it's not like only the Web3 projects would need it. Anybody who want to be able to ensure that there is a their audience base is capitalized and monetized to the maximum extent, would be able to ideally be able to use Piggy essentially. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I think it does. So essentially, you would just either choose to be a publisher or advertiser. Um, what if you're wanting to like aggregate several different publishers? I guess is the way I'm looking at it. Essentially, like each media node within Bankless DAO is
Mhm.
kind of either somewhat centralized on Twitter,
Mhm.
um, but could be like a collective of publishers, I guess.
Do you mean like just within Bankless, or you mean like multiple DAOs or multiple different channels coming together?
Well, so I'm assuming we could have, essentially have a specific channel in our Discord, that kind of did a better job at announcing the different
Mhm.
media node publications. And if that was useful, right, then other Discords could bring that channel into their Discord, right? And they would essentially get our, preferred, um,
Oh,
you know,
I I
publishings
I,
kind
I
of.
think amazing. I think I get what you're trying to say. What you're trying to say is that if you can vet the projects, and others can take advantage of that. Is that what you're trying to kind of imply?
Yes, right. And specifically, like, right, this, I guess, developing a set of, campaigns on your platform allows me to bring that grouping of campaigns to other discords. And so,
Absolutely. Yeah.
right, and
So
and we could even focus on specific types of branding agreements too, that kind of aggregates, these different publishers, because we have, newsletters, podcasts, you know, micro influencers, um, people, in different languages, and it's kind of spread out. Um, and then there's no way, it's just like thrown out into the Web 2 social media. But if we're able
Yeah.
to, bring a Bankless branded um, suite of campaigns to multiple discords, you know, because they agree to lock up some bank for a couple years,
Yeah.
you know, that's the
That actually sounds like a very interesting use case. I mean, we had already thought about communities being able to, you know, uh, be able to grow by themselves, while while using Piggy, and be able to expand uh, alongside other communities. Like for example, one community advertising on another community, and so on, like CityDAO on BanklessDAO, or vice versa. But what you talk about is a very specific and very interesting uh, you know, problem statement that Piggy does solve. Right, we do allow you to be able to use multiple channels and multiple let's say if you are doing a streaming on YouTube, or you're putting up newsletters, or you're putting up your tweet, or you're doing conversations within the Discord. All of these channels essentially will have the same platform, right? Piggy allows you to have that kind of like a backend to be able to consolidate uh, you know all of your projects, all of your uh, monetization activities. So yeah, I mean, absolutely, that's absolutely possible, and it's a very interesting use case. Thank you for that.
and then so this is mostly like alpha testing that's going on. Is there a cost to like engage with hashing out a use case, or um,
But there's no cost at all, right? So again, we ourselves want to keep, so our if you go to our website, you will see that we have the code as well as white paper publicly available, right? We want to make sure that we build this as a decentralized product, which means that anybody can try out the mechanism, and obviously, if you need it to be built for a specific channel, right? Let's say if you were saying that, okay, hey, should we build it for if we should build it for Telegram, right? Like that. So we can have a word about that, and we can do for Telegram. But yeah, you could say that it is available to be used by at least from a publisher's standpoint, it's available across the board.
and then do we have to have a bot in our Discord, right, in order
That's up to you
to
guys. That's up to you guys. Yeah.
what can be
It does
done?
allow you to screen the projects in a better format, right? I mean, because see, since you are using Discord on a daily basis, and you're getting that you don't really have to get out of Discord to be able to screen the projects. But if you so prefer a more of a web interface, we are also building a web interface to be able to do the same things essentially.
Yeah, I guess I'm just kind of curious. Um, Maybe it doesn't have to be hashed out right now, but yeah, to know what can be done or tested before bringing a bot into the Discord, and then ultimately, I'm just not. That's not my realm, so I can't. I can't vet any projects or do anything like that, or but essentially, if there's anything um, to like test or see prior to a bot, that'd be helpful for me. And then seems like the kind of thing you would definitely want a bot for in the Discord. Like that would be kind of the purpose, is to try to like get bankless content into other people's Discords instead of other people's, you know, email inboxes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I understand. So we are not. So like I mentioned when I was doing the demonstration, the Discord, bot is kind of like a our way to tell that, okay, hey, we are building it for the next generation, right? We are building it for Gen Zs. We are building it for people who would prefer to stay away from browsers, right? But having said that, like I said, all of the smart contracts and all the APIs and everything is available open source, and and also freely available for us, for anybody to be able to use it anywhere. But having said that, we are building channels ourselves, right? For you to be able to do the same thing on Telegram, for you to be able to do the same thing on YouTube, Twitter, Google, wherever you guys are publishing content, right? We would ensure that you have that, you know, the availability of our interfaces, so that you can pick it out and work from that. Discord obviously was one of, you could say, our preferences as well while building, because nothing like this exists for Discord right now, for Discord communities right now. So a lot of these communities have come to us and asked for more understanding on how they can implement the bot better. Obviously, when there is a lot of negative connotation attached to bots right now, right? That hey, what if it just starts spamming, or what if it's DMing users and all of that, which is why we are very, very concerned about the kind of permissions we take from the communities and all, right? We don't want that to be the case, right? We want the publishers to have complete control over what kind of information they want to show their users, right? Uh, Obviously, their monetization also depends on that. Sometimes, just to give you another point of view, right? Sometimes it might be lucrative to, like us, like an ad from centralized exchange could yield more revenue for the community, right? But that would be a slightly more difficult decision for you to not choose that over something that is more relevant to your community, right? So that's a trade-off that you guys will have to take. But yeah, I mean, we from our side, our focus is very specific. We want to work with communities. We want to ensure that the communities are served, and we want to, our focus is, let's say, if two advertisers go away, it is okay, but we don't want communities and publishers to go away, right? So that's the real real key that we are working towards.
Do you integrate with Telegram? I'm assuming too. Then you can have the same kind of
Absolutely.
like announcements posted in Telegram. So honestly, in Bankless, the best way to get Bankless content, like no noise, is
Mhm,
probably through the Telegram, because it's just an announcement channel. No advertisements, no Twitter advertisements, no
mhm.
um, chit chat or replies. It's just like a straight feed.
Absolutely. Telegram,
And
in fact, yeah, it does work on Telegram. We are obviously, for you to be able to pick out the projects that you want to display on Telegram, uh, where do you want to choose, that has to be, you know, has to be figured. Maybe you would want to do that on a web interface of some kind, right? So that part you need to figure out. But apart from that, Telegram could be an amazing channel for you guys to try it out if you are interested. Yeah.
yeah, we could be doing all kinds of ETH Denver campaign. If
Uh-huh.
like this time next year, we would
Uh-huh.
essentially be, you know, um, attracting people into, ETH Denver themed um, kind of news or content, and bringing sponsors, connecting with sponsors for our events and participation in ETH Denver, and um, pretty interesting tool you got here.
Same. So I mean, I think I was in discussion with Winverse for doing some kind of a joint activity in ETH Denver this year, but I think that's already filled out. I mean, now your schedules are already filled out, so we might be able to do that this year. But I would definitely be engaging with Bankless community at ETH Denver this year as well. Very excited to meet you all.
Awesome. Uh, that was great. Thank you for all the questions, Ernest, and provided a lot of clarification about the product. Um, yeah, so we are 30 minutes in. Anybody have any questions? This is the just another call. Awesome. Thank you, Visinhon, for joining us today and taking us through piggi.ai. It was great to have you here and look forward to seeing what you go on to build with the product. And thank you, everybody, for joining the Fight Club demo today. All right,
Thanks, Salman. It was my pleasure to be part of this. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you.
awesome. Z5, thank you very much for streaming this as well. Have a good day, everyone.